Hi, my name is Heather Slesser with the Marathon County Extension Office. Today, I am joined by Tina Coleman, the Fond du Lac County Extension Office Agriculture Educator. Today, she is going to speak with us about the fact sheet that she co-authored entitled Managing the Heat in Pre-Weaned Calves. Tina, in the fact sheet, you discuss the thermoneutral zone. Can you explain what this is?
Well, thermoneutral zone is a temperature range where a calf or even a cow doesn't use extra energy to stay warm when it's cold or to cool itself when it's hot. So all the energy they consume through the diet is used to nurture growth and to support the immune system. Outside of the thermoneutral zone, that's when the calf begins to use extra energy or needs additional energy to support its body to maintain its core temperature from getting too hot or too cold. A newborn calf will start using extra energy at 77 degrees Fahrenheit to help maintain its core body temperature. And then a 1-month-old calf will start utilizing extra energy to keep itself cool beginning at 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So the hotter the day gets, the more energy is utilized by the calf to keep it cool, and at some point diverts the energy that's used for growth and for immune function and gives more towards keeping that animal cool. And that takes away from productivity and then also makes the calf more susceptible to disease because we're no longer supporting the immune system, we're supporting maintenance, keeping that calf cool.
What are some signs of heat stress in calves?
They will use their natural behaviors to help them keep cool. So some examples include decreased feed intake, just like you and I on very hot days may not want to eat as much or eat a heavy meal. They will also consume more water to replenish the fluids that they may lose through panting or sweating. Open mouth panting when they're very hot because they're trying to cool their bodies off. And severe cases includes dehydration and possible death. But we want to be able to look at those earlier signs of less movement, decreased feed consumption, increased water consumption before we get to the point of severe heat stress.
What are some strategies to beat the negative impact of heat?
There are several low cost and low input best management practices that can be implemented on the farm easily. And one of the things to think about is, when do you start to think about heat stress? So if you're feeling uncomfortable with heat, you may try on your air conditioner, or in the spring, start wearing short sleeves, shedding your jacket during the day, or even wearing shorts can be key signs on when to start looking at strategies to alleviate heat stress. Shade over the hutches through natural shade or through a temporary shade structure that will help reduce the radiant heat beating on those calves. The key factor in temporary shade structure is that we want to have this shade structure reduce the UV light by 80% or more. And we also want to place this temporary shade structure high enough above the hutches so that we don't impede airflow in air circulation through and around those hutches. Other mechanisms include nutrition. Just as in cold stress, we tend to feed more calories. We can do that through heat stress, feeding more calories so that they have additional energy to support not only growth and their immune system, but also to use energy to help keep the calf cool. So working with your nutritionist, it could be through increasing milk solids or milk volumes, just like we do in the cold stress times. We can feed more often. Research has shown that even feeding 3 or 4 times a day, we can actually increase weight gain as well as productivity over lifetime of the animal. Other mechanisms include mechanical ventilation in our individual calf barns and individual calf pens so that we can get airflow at those animals, as well as the Wisconsin Ideal Calf Pen, where we have solid partitions to minimize draft and increase biosecurity, but also we have open front and back panels to allow airflow. Sand bedding and sawdust bedding are another low-cost mechanism. We typically use straw in the wintertime to help the calf insulate itself from the cold. Well, in the summertime, we want to dissipate the heat away from the calf's body when she's laying down. So sand or even sawdust will help remove the heat from the calf. It also controls flies as well, which can carry disease to other calves. Another easy strategy is ample, fresh, clean water so that we can provide and replenish the fluids that they lose through panting and through sweating. Water also helps the digestion process so that we can develop the rumen into a functional rumen at the time of weaning and the calf can consume forages. If we have severe dehydration, we may have to intervene with some IV fluids. So working with your veterinarian to replenish those fluids in severe cases of heat stress is key in being able to identify those signs as well.
Thank you for being with me today and sharing this valuable information about your fact sheet.